everybody, and welcome. My name is Alex Brasky, another episode of Inside High School Sports, here with Sheldon Siverling and Coach Dan Geiger of Batavia. State champion, Sheldon. A long line of state champions at Batavia. It seems like every other year they're producing a state champion thrower, and Coach Geiger's had a lot to do with that. We're here to talk about Sheldon's championship journey this season. And Coach, we'll start with you. What makes Sheldon successful in the art of throwing? Because as we've discussed before, and we've really gotten into the nitty-gritty of the sport, it really is an art when you think about it. And what has allowed him to succeed and refine his skills at the state championship level?
Well, he's been really excellent at grinding. He works hard every day. He's a student of the game. He's always got one of the big things you can do to become a great thrower, so we're going to give out a secret today, is pull out your cell phone. He records almost every throw and looks at each throw to say, what can we do better? So we're always picking out something that we can improve on, and he's been very diligent at taking the time to film it and then spending countless hours drilling, doing the work in practice, even out of practice. He'll send me films from his kitchen of him working on a drill, and just that tireless work and that desire to be better. It doesn't come easy, and he's really earned it.
Hopefully he's not throwing in the kitchen. That could lead to some destruction. But it's also interesting advice. It's not often you hear the coach say, pull out your cell phone. Usually it's put away your cell phone. But Sheldon, kind of along the same wavelength, what started your journey in throwing? I know as a kid you were really heavily involved in team sports, basketball, baseball, football, and throwing is really a different dynamic. And you've really hit the ground running, and like I said off camera, it's been a steady climb for you. What's allowed you to progress so steadily and quickly the way that you have?
So really what just got me started was getting pulled up to varsity my freshman year, and all the guys that were already doing track and doing football just pushed me to get stronger and just do something else to keep me going. And track just really took me to the next level, and just staying consistent with all the work and just keeping the grades up all the time.
What do you enjoy most about the sport? I'm sure it can be somewhat repetitive. Obviously, you're doing the same skill over and over and over, just trying to refine it and make it as perfect as you can. What's your favorite part about shot put, discus, and all the throwing that you do?
Not to brag, but just the fact that it goes really far is it's just cool. It's cool seeing stuff go far that other kids can't really throw far. But yeah.
Coach, when did you know that Sheldon was going to be successful in this sport? I'm sure that, and I know that you've seen so many high-level throwers, but at the state championship level, when in your mind did you think, oh, he really has that capability inside him?
Well, I knew right when he came out as a freshman to throw an outdoor track, I knew the talent was there. And then the next shift that made me realize it was by the end of that season, he had really bought in and he was willing to work hard. He wanted to be there over the summer throwing. He wanted to work on what he was doing, and he was willing to make a lot of sacrifices to do that. And I mean, here's the truth. There's a lot of kids in high school sports, no matter what the sport, that are willing to do, that want to be successful. But what you just said, the willingness to drill and drill and drill, what some people might think is monotonous. If you want to be good at any skill in any sport, you've got to put in a lot of time. If you want to be a great basketball, sure, you got to spend a lot of time in the gym shooting. If you want to be a great baseball player, you're going to be in the cage hitting. You're going to be in that, on the pitching mound pitching. You've got to spend time at your craft, working on the details that others aren't willing to work at to go to the next level. Sheldon's willing to do that. And the kids that are willing to do that will have success in any sport.
Sheldon, what is your relationship with Coach meant to you? Just his presence at practice, his presence at meets, probably beyond that, just the conversations that you've had and his motivation. He's produced so many great throwers, and even at the state championship level, you being the latest. What has that coach-athlete relationship meant to you?
Yeah, he's definitely the best around here for sure, and he's on top of his stuff. But we've grown up together, and he's been my freaking PE teacher and JK, and we've just grown up together, and we've always had that bond. And then just being together every single day at practice really just brings us together. And we just share memories and we just connect really well together. And he's a good guy, and he's not stopping anytime soon. He's just gonna keep producing good throwers. And
Now, you touched on kind of that familial relationship that you had with your teammates when you first started out and how they kind of helped you grow in the sport. And that's kind of been what it's like for Batavia track and field really as a whole, but specifically within your throwing program, just one after another, year after year. How special has that been from your perspective? Just the fact that you have so many athletes that you can kind of bounce ideas off of and show support to and get support from throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, this program's always has success for the longest time. And every time we go up to a track meet and everyone sees that Batavia on the jersey, they're just like, oh man, here we go. And they just know they're in for a dogfight. And just trying to carry on that tradition every year is a big thing for me. And
So carrying on that tradition, how special was it? Kind of similar to a question I asked you earlier about the individual championship, but when you were able to claim that team title this year and the dual team titles with the girls team as well, just the memories that you're creating with your teammates and to come out on top and to continue on that championship tradition at Batavia, just the meaning behind that and the gravity of that moment. What was your experience like at the spring sections?
Thankfully it was at Vendetta, so it was pretty cool. It was a home sectional meet. We were going up against HFL, which was one of our tough opponents. But we all just came together that day as one, and we knew if we did what we had to do and everyone did their job, that we would come out on top. And yeah, we did, which was pretty cool.
And Coach, what's the goals for him for next season? Or perhaps a better question is, from your perspective, how high do you think that he can ascend in this sport? And what are you focusing on for him during this offseason to help him get there?
Here's kind of the secret to this recipe is
A lot of secrets being given away during this interview. We might have to edit it a little.
But it doesn't change from freshman year through the pros. If every day you come to practice, willing to work hard, pay attention to the details, and give your best, it's just a matter of time as we climb and climb. I think we've made a big statement at the state level. Sheldon had a solid national championship meet this year, and he rose up into the top crew. And I think next year we're looking at hopefully another state title, maybe 2 state titles in multiple events, and pushing to see what we can do, make some noise at the national level, and really see can we get in that top echelon and get on the podium at the national championship.
Yeah, similar question to you, Sheldon. I know you're a year away kind of from thinking about this, but maybe even beyond high school. How far do you want to take this sport, and where do you have your sights set now entering your junior off season leading into your senior year?
Right, so definitely plan on attending college after high school, and it was a choice between either football or track and field, and I'm kind of more towards that track and field side now. I've been talking to Clemson a lot, which is cool. But yeah, I'd probably just carry on my career and keep throwing and just get a good education. Do 4 years of college.
What advice do you have for future student athletes that are thinking about getting involved in this sport or any sport for that matter, that are looking to succeed at the highest level? What's allowed you to reach this point, and looking back on it, maybe what are some things that you wish you would have focused on a little bit more?
A couple things I could definitely give some tips on is just staying positive, keeping a positive mindset, and trusting the process. Man, if you can't give up on it. You have to keep going. You have to keep fighting it. And something I wish I could do a little bit better is not overthinking as much. I like to get in my head a lot and I don't know. It's like comparing. You like to compare yourself to other people somewhat, but yeah, just not getting in my head and going out there and just doing what I got to do. That's all.
All right, Sheldon and Coach, thanks for joining me. And another year left. Boy.
One more.
Yeah, well, maybe two more as Coach.
Right, maybe.
All right, good luck in the future, my friend.